Welcome to DIY Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Alright, I got the tail light finished. You know, Frankenstein the monster, he came back from the grave and wanted a 1971 Volkswagen. I don't know why.
You're building this car for
I don't know why. I don't know why Frankenstein wanted it, but he said, hey Pete, I saw your videos on YouTube. Could you build me a car that I could fit in? And you know what? This car right here, you can be 7 feet tall and still drive a Volkswagen. This car
You're
is
sitting in the back seat, you can't.
No, you can sit in the front.
You can sit
This
in the front
car,
seat.
I'm 6'6". How tall am I? 6'5", and I fit in this and still have that much headroom. Because this is the people's car, bud. This is the people's car that was designed in Germany back when, bud? When was it designed? Do you know?
I don't know when it was actually designed, but 1930s. My understanding is that it was ordered by Adolf Hitler. He goes to Ferdinand Porsche. He says, hey, Ferdinand, we'd like to build a car for the people of Germany. We got new roads. This is a new day. I'm in charge now. I want a car.
Okay, you just said the magic word. I'm in charge. That's Hitler talking, right?
Yeah.
This is the real story about Ferdinand Porsche, okay? Ferdinand Porsche actually designed his cars in the 30s. When World War II came around and Porsche wanted him to mass produce these for his elite army group people, he completely dismantled the cars. He had 2 cars. He completely dismantled and took these cars, strategically hid them across the country.
Wow, okay.
In different spaces. Now, we're not talking the car alone. We're talking every piece of nut and bolt. All right? We're talking the stamps that made the body pieces. We're talking all of the plans. So they're hidden in all these barns, and they're hidden all over different pieces, different
All over
places.
Germany. So it's more or less sort of like intellectual property, trying to hide.
Because he didn't want his car. He didn't want the people's car, which you know what Volkswagen means, right? Volkswagen. Volkswagen.
So it sounds like Volkswagen.
Yes, people's car.
Right.
Okay. Now you brought up some good history a little while ago. That the car was made for speed. Is that true? Yeah. It was designed for speed for what?
The Autobahn.
The Autobahn. Have you ever been there?
I've never been to Germany, so I've never been on the Autobahn. But I can tell you this:
What's that?
Hitler did improve the roads. I mean, when you talk to someone in Germany, say over a certain age, and you say, "Hey, what did you think of Hitler?" And most of them will say, "Hey, well, he was an awful human being, but he improved the roads, though."
So he did do something for the country besides
Well, he
mass
took
murder.
them out of poverty, and it was Germany was a pretty awful place to be
Right.
in the 1930s.
But the Volkswagen came from Germany. The
Yes.
Volkswagen came from Wolfsburg, Germany. That's where this car
yes.
is originated from. Now, the original car, of course, didn't have a back window.
It did.
All it had was a windshield and 2 drivers. It looked like a little egg, okay? And he designed this car after the egg. Do you know why?
No.
Wind turbine, okay? Wind turbine. If you take an egg and you put it in a turbine, the air goes around it perfectly and it moves
through
extremely fast speeds versus, let's say, your car over there.
I'd like to say for the record, I'm not a fan of that car, but go ahead.
Okay. All right, let me ask you a question, Ken. We were talking about the year these were built. Weren't you telling me a little history on the backside here about something about another car? Was it Chrysler or something? In the 70s? What was going on with that idea?
Well,
Was it Chrysler or Ford? I don't remember.
well, as I recall, in 1972, these cars, the Volkswagen Beetle, surpassed the Model T, which was
Henry Ford.
Yes.
Put Henry
Model
Ford to
T.
shame. You're telling me the little Volkswagen put him to shame.
When this passed 15 million, it surpassed the Model T, which was in production from 1908 to 1927. This car, when it surpassed the Model T Ford, became basically the car of the 20th century. The Model T
Took over.
Yeah, it really took over. It took over. There's more of these. 21 million of these. 21 million of these produced from its inception all the way to like 2003.
So basically what you're saying is this car holds the record for any model vehicle ever produced on the planet in the history of the planet of automobiles. This one here holds the record for more cars built.
It's gonna
This
be
is the
very
world
hard.
record. This is like Ripley's Believe It or Not situation going on here.
Yes, it'd be very hard for a car, any model, to surpass the number of these that were on the road over the years.
Yeah. Do you know when they built this car, it would float? It was like a boat. When it came out of the factory brand new, if you were in a flood, you could float your way out. Did you know that? This is like the car
I
of
did
all
not know.
dreams.
Okay.
What I don't understand,
People actually do that to get out of paddles and.
yeah, they got documentaries where they are actually in the lake swimming with them. But the other situation we have is the gas mileage these things used to get. These things get 32 miles a gallon. Why would they quit making these? Why?
I love how that still competes with the hybrids that you see on the road today.
Right.
It's just
It's
competes
amazing.
with-
It's ridiculous.
It really makes a strong argument. Why buy a hybrid when you could buy a
Exactly. My little 1964 Bug that I love, his name's Maxwell. He's my little personal Volkswagen. You know, Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah.
When Herbie the Love Bug came out, everybody wanted a Volkswagen.
I wanted one.
It's the only car that you can actually name and believe that's his name.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
That's true.
My little Volkswagen's name is Maxwell.
Of course, when you're a 5-year-old, you think that cars can actually do the things that
Right.
they did.
But
But
the movie Herbie portrayed the Beetle as a living human being, as a
Right.
mechanical robot that if you own this Volkswagen, if you own a Volkswagen, it's like, you own another human being. This is your baby. That's
But if
what
you
it
look at the
is.
design, it's almost like a human being looking at you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a friendly car.
And by the way, one other thing. This little guy's name is Gary. Okay, Gary. He's named after
Who named the car?
the guy that owns the car.
Okay.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein
the
named
monster.
the car.
Because Frankenstein watches SpongeBob. See? And SpongeBob has a little pet named Gary, a little snail.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
So Frankenstein decided to name his little
If-
car. He decided to name his little car Gary.
If over 50, you know that SpongeBob has a
little pet.
named snail. Has
A little
pet.
snail.
Yeah,
Snail
I'm
pet.
really.
Right. So, see,
I'm impressed.
Frankenstein decided, hey, I like the little snail. The little snail looks like a little Volkswagen when he's in a shell. I'm going to name my little Volkswagen Gary. I got to get to work, Ken.
Maybe it's named after.
Can you do me a favor?
There's a mass murder in the 70s named Gary Gilmore. Maybe it's named
Maybe
after.
it is, since it's
Maybe-
Frankenstein's car. Maybe so, I don't know. Hey, do me a
Mass
favor.
murder.
Get up there and clean that windshield off. We got to get this thing done. Frankenstein's going to be here in a little while to pick his car. Okay? Thank you.
Hey, I still don't think he's going to do it. Seriously. All right.
Hang out and we'll see, okay? Hang out and we'll see. All right. The Volkswagen. The Volkswagen. 21 million strong. The little Volkswagen Gary.
Thanks for watching DIY Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.